Picture this. A single finger hovers over a button. The world holds its breath. In a hidden bunker, a decision is seconds from being made, one that could erase everything you know. Silence stretches, fragile as spun glass. Pollute we like to believe the world is stable, that chaos is far away, somewhere in the past or safely behind the glass of a museum exhibit. But history is not a straight line. It is a series of cliffs. And again, humanity has stood with its toes curling over the edge. Ask yourself, how close have we come to losing everything? How many times has humanity dangled, trembling on the brink? Tonight, let us walk together along that edge. Let us peer into the abyss and ask not only how we survived, but what we became. When disaster looms, what happens in the human mind? Stanley Milgram's famous experiment revealed something chilling. Ordinary people, under pressure from authority, were willing to inflict pain on strangers. Not from hatred, not from rage, but from obedience and fear. The Stanford prison experiment went further. Give people uniforms, a title, and a sense of power, and cruelty blooms in the most mundane soil. The line between good and evil, it turns out, is not a wall. It is a razor's edge, cutting through the heart of every person. These studies whisper an uncomfortable truth. In crisis, we do not become heroes by default. We become what the moment demands. Sometimes, that is monstrous. Imagine those moments in history when the world teetered, where choices, made in panic, in obedience, in terror, could have ended everything. The Cuban Missile Crisis, 1962. On October 27th, somewhere deep in the Atlantic, a Soviet submarine, B-59, is hunted by American ships. The crew is cut off, sweating in the stifling dark. The captain believes war has broken out. He wants to launch a nuclear torpedo. Only the calm refusal of one man, Vasily Arkhipov, stops him. The world is a single heartbeat from annihilation. The Black Death, 1347 to 1351. A ship docks in Sicily. Rats spill from the hold. The plague spreads like wildfire. 1 in 3 Europeans are dead within 4 years. Streets are silent except for the creak of funeral carts. The social order collapses, replaced by fear, paranoia, and scapegoating. Humanity shrinks to a shadow. The Toba supervolcano, 74,000 years ago. A mountain explodes, ash blankets the sky, the sun dims, the planet shivers in volcanic winter. The human species dwindles, possibly to just a few thousand survivors. Every child, every breath, a coin toss against extinction. The night of the Warsaw Pact, 1983. A false alarm. Soviet computers warn of incoming American missiles. The protocol is clear: retaliate. But Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov hesitates. He sees the flaw, he chooses not to launch. One misread blip away from nuclear fire. Modern echoes, Chernobyl, Fukushima. The ticking clock of climate change. Each is a lesson unlearned, a warning unheeded. The abyss is not just behind us, it waits ahead. History is not a calm river. It is a storm, full of hidden reefs and whirlpools. Sometimes, the ship of civilization sails close, too close, to the rocks. Imagine the world as a vast chessboard in a darkened room. The pieces move with purpose, but the players are blind to the full game. Sometimes, the next move is a blunder. Sometimes, it is a miracle. Sartre said, "Freedom is what you do with what's been done to you." In the moments when humanity stands on the brink, our choices are both limited and infinite. We act under pressure, constrained by fear, yet capable of sudden, astonishing compassion or violence. Hannah Arendt spoke of the banality of evil in ordinary people, obeying orders, following rules. But there is also the banality of survival. The small choices, the hesitation, the refusal to press a button, the decision to open your door to a stranger, can save the world. Nietzsche warned us, he who fights with monsters should be careful, lest he thereby become a monster. When we confront the abyss, does it change us? Do we step back from the edge, or do we bring some of the darkness with us? You stand in a crowded room. Someone shouts, "Fire!" Panic spreads faster than flames. People rush, trample, scream. The exits shrink in your mind to pinpricks of hope. Now, scale up that instinct. A nation, a species, a planet. Threats, real or imagined, feed the fire. Leaders appear. Orders are given. Fingers hover over buttons. The Milgram experiment is not a historical footnote. It is a mirror. Every crisis tests the fragile machinery of our reason. Under stress, authority becomes seductive. Conformity becomes survival. Doubt is punished. But sometimes, one person hesitates, questions, refuses. Sometimes, that is enough. We are the inheritors of close calls, the descendants of survivors. The fact that you are here, listening, breathing, wondering, is proof that the chain has not yet broken. But the brink is not only a moment in the past, it is a place in the mind, a crossroads we visit again and again. Ask yourself, when you stand at the edge of fear, of conformity, of destruction, what will you do? Will you obey? Will you panic? Or will you pause, see the abyss, and choose differently? History is not just a record of disasters averted. It is a lesson in the power of one person's hesitation, one refusal, one act of courage or mercy. The world may never know how close it came, but you, standing at your own edge, can decide what story comes next. The next time the world holds its breath, remember, the brink is always nearer than you think, and the abyss does not stare. It waits, patient, for us to choose. Will you step back or will you fall? The decision, as always, is terrifyingly human.